Hey everyone. So guys, if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up on the chat section or say yes.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, cool, man. So hey everyone, this is Robin from Designhill and your host for the day. I hope you and your family are keeping well and safe. I would like to welcome you for this webinar with Emmanuel, where we are going to discuss about freelancing and how to negotiate and price your work as a designer. Today's event is brought to you by Designhill, world's leading creative marketplace that caters to the creative needs of businesses and individuals alike who can source high quality designs from professional designers. Through its print on demand marketplace called Print Shop by Designhill, you can buy 50 plus unique products with thousands of artworks created by a world class community of independent artists. So, moving ahead, let me introduce our speaker for today. We have with us Emmanuel. Emmanuel is a digital designer, social media manager, and collage design specialist hailing from Athens, Greece. He is currently working as a professional in-house designer in a digital agency called Neat and Proper here in Greece, and in the past has worked as a freelancer for various brands of most industries. He was also in-house video editor at a critically acclaimed self-improvement brand in Athens, also known as Human Advanced. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for taking out time from your schedule and joining us today for this workshop.
Thank you. Thank you so much for accepting me. Thank you for being here.
Great, man. So great. So before we start the session, there is a big announcement. We are giving away certificates to the attendees who would stick till the end of the workshop. You just can't miss on this chance. So stay tuned till the end. Also, you can take the screenshot of this event, post it on your Insta story, and tag Design Hill DH and Emmanuel and use Design Hill events. One lucky winner will have a chance to win a print shop gift card worth $50. Along with that, as a gesture of appreciation that you could join us for this event, we will be sharing some special offers for you. So keep an eye on a chat section to get the same. Also, Emmanuel has been uh, graciously, he has took out time and he'll be sharing some insights and presentation to you guys.
Indeed.
All right, so before we start the session, let's quickly look at what Design Hill is all about. There's some network connection, so we'll not be able to play the ad. So, all right. So before we start, Emmanuel, so you can take over the session and you can start with the presentation.
All right, awesome. So today we will effectively study negotiation. Let's go ahead and open up the presentation. What's the correct one? Good. All right, so welcome to the webinar from me too. Today we will study how to negotiate pricing as a freelancer, not only as a freelancer, generally as an artist, as a designer, as an individual. So let's begin with slide number 1. So Just like my friend here said, I am Emmanuel. I'm a digital designer, a social media manager, and collage design specialist hailing from Athens in Greece. I am currently working as a professional in-house designer in a digital agency called Neat and Proper here in Greece, while at the same time freelancing from the comfort of my home. I have been at it for around 3 years now, 3 to 4 years, and I have been fairly successful in my freelancing journey from back then. Actually, I have been an in-house designer for like around 2 years now. So the majority of my income effectively comes from freelancing, not from in-house designing. So let's kickstart with lesson number 1. So there are 2 negotiation types. The first negotiation type you will encounter is positional negotiations. Now, we've all been in this certain situation where you're discussing with a friend, and let's say you're discussing politics, or for example, a video game or a movie or something like this. So this is a positional negotiation. It's a positional negotiation because number 1, it is informal, and number 2, it is a type of negotiation that could effectively get heated up pretty fast. These negotiations, these types of negotiations do not happen with clients. They happen with family members at a diner, for example, a dinner, or they could happen amongst friends, colleagues, and everyone as such. These types of negotiations should never ever take place in a meeting, an official meeting, for example, at work, or with a client. Now we will study about that we will talk more about that in a second. Let's go to interest-based negotiations, however. Now, interest-based negotiations are negotiations where there are interests to be met, like the presentation says. What do I mean with this now? Whenever you're negotiating with a client, from the very moment that you start, and well, let's say they say hi, and you say hello back, a negotiation has already begun at that point. And it is an interest-based negotiation, which means that this person wants something from you, and you want something from them. All right? So that's an interest-based negotiation. They should never, ever get heated, and perhaps both parties may result to, you may be required to actually be kind of to retreat in some aspects, and the client will also retreat in some certain aspects. All right, because it is an interest-based negotiation. You don't take positions. You never talk politics with a client, even if you agree with them. You absolutely never talk politics with a client. All right. So these kinds of negotiations, they are problem solving and they're person oriented, which means that they can effectively range differently depending on each individual, each client, each customer, whereas positional negotiations do not necessarily have that, because it's a single position. You take a position and the other person takes another position. All right. So in interest-based negotiations, what you should try your best to do is to dispel fear and meet your client's needs. All right? These are the most important things and the most important aspects of an interest-based negotiation. Now, moving on to lesson number 2. Give me a second. All right. So responses to free work. All right. I bet that at least each and every one of you, at least one of you, has come to that certain, position that some client said, like, will you do this for free? I offer exposure. I will help you out, not with money, but I will help you out with exposure, for example. All right? Or they say like, oh, you have to work for me. It will be an asset to work for me. You can build up your portfolio through me and all of these things. So that actually happens because many people do not associate design with business. They absolutely do not. Okay, and that is a huge issue. That's a primary issue that us freelance designers face, because you've studied design, you went to a college and you studied design, and you go out in the marketplace and you offer your services, and all of a sudden there's this person who is like, yeah, I'm not gonna give you money to do that work. I will give you exposure because I do not think that this work that you're doing right now is important enough or is valuable enough for money. Yes, it is the worst. Exactly, Caroline. You're right. Precisely. Now the thing is that people tend to associate art and design with a hobby, or perhaps with let me see. In this internet age, we can easily get exposure and experience, so I'm personally not in favor of doing free work unless it's for charity or a cause. Yes, Keaton, you're right. You're absolutely right. And the thing is that, I mean, I remember myself being proclaimed as the artsy one back in the day when I was like a kid, and I never thought that this whole thing would effectively ruin my business terms later on. But there is a way to actually respond to these people and try your best to effectively convert them into a client. This can happen. This absolutely can happen. Right? Like, also, as I say in the presentation, they tend to think that creativity is a fun concept for the right people, and they do not view it as a form of mental labor. And the thing is, it absolutely is mental labor. But many people do not associate it with labor for some reason. And this happens from like I said before, it's hardwired on us from a very, very young age. And it's stereotypical, completely stereotypical. Yeah, exactly. Marinelle, yeah. They will ask for it for free. All right, now how do you combat this this ideology that some people have? So there's a certain phrase that helps tremendously. There's a response that helps tremendously with these people, and it is time is money. Now, what these people can't do or won't do is they will not associate time, your time, with money. And that is problematic. That is absolutely problematic. How exactly do you combat it? Like I said before, if you tell them that time is money, some people cheat you easily without even giving the payment after the work is done. Yeah, that, for example, that is absolutely illegal. Bilash, yeah, that's so bad. What can you do to combat it? You have to set the terms from the beginning. All right, set a price from the very beginning. Tell them, you know what? All right, I can do a logo work for around $50. Do you accept this price? Is this price reasonable? And then they will say, yes, it is reasonable with me. I can do that. Or no. How about we go a little lower than that? All right. If they say, oh, I was thinking about, making the first one for free, and perhaps later on we could work something together. Yeah, this you have to combat this sign of contract. Yeah, same issue. All right. So if you tell them and negotiate, tell them from the very beginning as a concrete fact, but to you, time is money. You could use that time to actually create something that would pay off, or you could use that time in work. Okay, you could use that time in many ways. Time is money. All right. If you actually get that thing to pass on them, they will think twice about asking for free work from you. And at the same time, you're not lashing out on them. You're not like attacking them in some sort. You should never, like I said before, it's not a positional argument. It should not get positional. Never get positional. even at these times, when you're absolutely frustrated with people requesting for free work, even then, you absolutely have to keep calm and tell them that, time is money. Maybe we could work a certain price for you. Maybe we could do $20 instead. We could do $25, and in the next one we could do $75, for example. Let's see. Tan Darosa says, sometimes I ask them how much the visual presentation of the company is worth to them. Often they have to evaluate their own company. They tend to understand the value of the work at hand. Yes, exactly. That's a great way to efficiently combat this particular problem. Yes, one should take advance and get contracts before starting to work. Exactly, precisely. And always, another good advice, use methods of payment that are effectively refundable, that you can actually say that you can bill them to. For example, I'm using PayPal goods and services. All right, this is not a plug to PayPal, by the way. I just think it's a good way to actually price services. So the thing is, if you send them a bill, you can actually remind it to them, and you can send them the receipt. When they see the receipt, they know what they actually owe you money. Whereas if you give them the whole thing, but they can use a bank transfer to actually send you the money, they may forget, or they may act like they forget, which is a problem. It's a very, very big problem. Now, Alex says, I tell them, sure, let's do exposure. What are your current metrics and the target metrics you're offering me? How much reach can you guarantee me? How about if we don't reach that, you pay me X amount? This is also a very, very good way to combat that. And the thing is that, we have a question. What does recreational ulteriors mean or imply? Recreational ulteriors? I've never heard about that one in particular. You can elaborate, and we can study that together if you wish. All right, let's go to the next one. Yeah, pricing formats. Yeah, it's on your slide. Oh, it's on my slide. Let me see. What did I miss? Over the fastest. Oh, educational, recreational, or monetary ulteriors. Yeah, it's the ultimatum. What are you going to ask in return in the end? Like, each hour you put on a project must have an either educational, recreational, or monetary ulterior. It's an ulterior motive. You have a motive to actually gain something. You gain educational values, or recreational values if you make something for fun. Now, all right, let's move on to the next one. So forgive me about that. I forgot I wrote it and I saw it out of context. So yeah. How to attract new customers? Yeah, no problem, man. I should be the one thanking you. All right, pricing formats. This is a chunky one. So yeah, we have many ways to actually price a service. There are many ways to price a service. All right. The most classic, concrete way to price a service is through a fixed pricing format. You see many people having those sort of price lists on their profile where they go like, for logo design, $50. Presentation slides design, but $80. Mockup design, $500 or something. That's the fixed pricing format. So, as I said, it's the most common pricing format. You generate fixed prices based on your skill level, base experience, and total commission time. Your prices will be standard, mostly without highs and lows. You rarely negotiate, and when you do, it is to capture the eyes of a brand or to please a family member. All right? This is the most, it's like when you go to a supermarket and you want to buy something at 24/7, you go like, okay, I want to buy sugar. So sugar costs $2, for example, $3. Okay, I purchase the sugar. Sugar will never go like $80 or $50. It's a product, all right? But your services, on the other hand, it's a mixed, it's a more, how shall I put this? The way you price services is way more advanced than the way you price products. All right. This is why I'm not a fan of the fixed pricing format, because depending on the client and depending on the work the client wishes for you to do, prices will fluctuate. They will change, right? If they do not change, you may be losing a lot of money. So there have to be price fluctuations. However, some people like the fixed pricing format, and they actually utilize it because it is less of a headache. It's less of, you have a pricing rig, you have your timetable, you have what you price for each service you provide. So they won't hunt you down for prices, and you will not pour in like 30 minutes or 1 hour a day in negotiating. But that way you're losing money. All right. So up next, we have the penetration pricing format. As I say, that's more of a classic cliche marketing play than a format. What do I mean by that? Uploaded on Instagram. Thank you, Sanjana. So penetration pricing format. The thing is that you enter the market with an extreme low. Okay, you enter the market and you're like, okay, I will make logo designs for a limited time for $5 each, which is insane. But let's say that you do that to actually get more clients, right? This effectively works, and this works great. All right. It is the same thing that Jeff Bezos does right now with Amazon. You try to get market share. Now, what is market share? Market share is a certain segment of the market. You're like, all right, I'm really good at making logos, but I have nobody to show that. I have no clients that know that. All right. So I have to make myself, even though what I make is incredible, all right, I have to start with a lower price so I can attract new people. And these new people will attract more people. So you effectively gain like 50 customers, 50 clients from a single price fluctuation. And then gradually, as you build a solid clientele, you begin to raise your prices to net more profits, like the presentation says. So that's it's pretty straightforward. And we see, you see many other shops effectively, or people utilize this strategy to actually get you to buy more, and to you expose these people to your services. And if your services are great, if you're proud of your services and they're actually on the level that they need to be, you expose them to the quality of your product, of your service. So they're more likely to request more things from you. I did this for a client of mine. Now we're good friends too, and he's also a client, which is very, very important. Around 5 to 6 months ago, someone came to me. They came to my DMs and they said, like, can I use this PNG that you have to make a T-shirt and sell it? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And he's like, will that cost me something? And regularly, I used to charge like $50 for others to gain license to actually sell my designs on a T-shirt. And I'm like, you know what? I will do that for you at $15, $20. And he's like, whoa, okay, thanks, man. Awesome, incredible. And then he was like, I will send you a T-shirt too, and all of that. And I'm like, sure, yeah. And the thing is, I did that both because I thought that this particular client was a good person and someone that I would like to have more ties and connections with, one. And two, I did it because I knew that what I made was good enough for them to be hooked on it and for them to actually want more in the long run. So you have to think long term, not short term. Build long-term relationships, not short-term ones. Because short-term ones, they will not make it. They will not make it into your clientele. You will lose these clients. They're temps. You do not wish for temps. You wish for consistent income. All right. So let's hit the next part of the pricing formats. And this is my favorite part, actually. This is the best way to price your services. It has some caveats. It has some certain caveats, but it is the best way to price your services. So you're explaining in a very good way by using real-time examples. Thank you. Thank you, Payal. Thank you so much. So a dynamic pricing format. This is by far my favorite format, and what you essentially do is you reshape the price depending on who you're talking with. So let's say that Adidas comes to you and they're like, you know what, we wish for you to design a 3D mockup for our new shoes. All right. If you go like, okay, I will do that for free for you. All right. Or if you go like, okay, I will do it for $10, do it for $50. This actually lowers your authenticity and your authority by their end. They see you as lesser because you price your services so low. So it's one thing that you always need to remember. So if you're B2B, business to business, you're selling your services, right? That's business to business. Do never think that people value price that much. If it is a large brand and it's not like a small coffee shop, a small local coffee shop, or I do not know, a small local grocery store, if it is actually a huge brand, they don't care about the price. They have the money to give it away. They do not care about the price. They care about the quality of the service. So if you go like, okay, it's $15, $20, go ahead, do your thing. These people will be alerted. They will be alarmed. They will be like, why is it so low? Is there a catch? There must be a catch, right? So this lowers your authenticity and your authority. Whereas if you go like, okay, it's Adidas, $2,000 for one piece, they will be like, okay, that means that this person is very, very confident in his services. He can actually make something great. He can make something game-changing. He's not the budget option. He's the good option. And if it's a large brand, they do not care about the budget option. They care about the good option, right? So this is the essence of dynamic pricing. It is the essence of dynamic pricing because, like I say here in the presentation, if your client's a small business, you're bound to lower your price so you can build trust and make the negotiation smoother. All right. So Alex says dynamic pricing format is my thing. They have the money, lol. Yeah, precisely. I work a lot with small businesses and social enterprise projects, and I can't charge Netflix the same. Yes, exactly, man. Exactly. All right, Alex. Check Alex out. Check Alex out. Absolutely. That's a great opinion right there. So if you're speaking at a high-end brand, you must raise the price because if you do not, you endanger your authority and your reliability. So that's that. Moving on to the next slide. We have the follow-up. Okay, so there are some marketeers who go like crazy about the follow-up. They go like, oh my God, the follow-up is the most important thing that you can do while pricing your services. When you end a design, when you finish a project, you absolutely have to follow up. And the thing is that they are actually correct. They're correct. All these net gurus that go all like, it is the most important thing. It is indeed one of the most important things. Because if you follow up with a client, you build up trust. You build up your connections with them. They go like, okay, so that person cares. They care about how their design is going to affect my customers, which means that this particular person, this individual, is ideal for that project because they care. They want people who care. And the follow-up shows that you actually care about your client. Follow-ups are the most effective way to evolve and completely revolutionize your conversion rate, like I say in the presentation, them and upsells. But how does one follow-up? Essentially, a follow-up is this. After you have successfully delivered the service to a client, you check in to see how everything is going for them. This shows that you actually give a damn about your clients and how your work is affecting their business, like I said right now. So be sure to always follow up. Remember to follow up. It is very, very important. It is absolutely crucial. Moving on to the next piece of the presentation. All right, in lesson 5, we have nudging. Now, what is nudging? The client normally has discretion of when they will pay you and when they will ask for services, like I say in the presentation. This, however, doesn't stop you from nudging them and making offers or proposals. Being proactive is literally 50% of the client communication strategy you will have as a freelancer. Do not ever fear to nudge. So nudging is vital. It is the essence of a freelancer. As long as you nudge, and if you nudge correctly, you are bound to succeed. So how do I nudge? For example, now, what is nudging? Nudging is effectively after you finish something, you finish working for a client, you finish tackling a project, you move on to, before you move on to the next project, you can nudge that client again and tell them, hello, so I have some commission slots open, and I was wondering if there's something else I could help you with. This is of vital importance, and this provides a proactive sense of working instead of a reactive. You do not wish to react on your clients. You wish to proact. You wish to actually send them the message first. You wish to not hunt them necessarily, never hunt for your clients, but you want to actually nudge them. You want to actually, ask them if they wish for something more. It is very, very important, because I see many people go like, oh, okay, but what if I am, maybe I am bothering them, maybe they do not want to hear it, they hear it every single day. That's not true. Actually, half of my revenue of the past 3 months, I think, past 3 months, all right, half of my revenue is from nudging, because after I finished the work, I went ahead and said, like, is there something else I can help you with? I also do this, and this. Nudging is pretty much the same thing as upselling a service, but it's kind of different because upselling is done usually immediately after you finish a project, whereas nudging is done like a week or so after, or 3 to 4 days after actually finishing a service, which is actually, they're both very, very important, and they're absolutely vital. And that's what I had to say about nudging. All right. Moving on to the next lesson, lesson 6, status update emails. These are very, 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 very important too. They are incredibly important, actually. Now, are they mandatory? No, they're not mandatory, of course. I say that on the presentation too. However, they are very important if you actually wish to make the whole thing smoother. All right, very important, so you don't get 5,000 revisions and changes after you finish the first final part of the project. That's why it's very, very important. It's absolutely crucial. After you make, not after every single move, but after you make 3 to 4 steps, you should go ahead and message them, DM them, send them an email, tell them, all right, that's my WIP, my work in progress. What do you think about it? Should I change something? Is it presentable for you? Is it what you wished for? It's very, very important that you do that. That way, you build up connections, and you actually make them yet again show them that you actually care, about your services. You care about them being happy, which is very, very important. All right. And it's absolutely vital too if you wish to actually see another job from that customer. Yes, it is. Because if you do like 500 revisions on the project, it's not only you who is not having a good time, the client is not having a good time either. because they're right. They're like, okay, I need to have this mock-up by tomorrow, but in the end, I had this mock-up in around 2 weeks because I had constant changes, and this is not something that you actually wish to happen. Also, if they constantly request revisions from you, making status update emails protects you from that, because you're like, wait, I sent you a status update email and you said it was fine. Was it not fine back then? That way you step on the consistency. You step on what they said, what they wrote down effectively. And you can actually show it back to them, and they will be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Or they will be like, no, I didn't mean that. I don't even know. But the thing is, you trap them that way. So status update emails are very, very crucial, and very consistent, Duke, too. So absolutely use them. Very, very important. So up next, we have scheduling. So this is pretty straightforward, actually. You absolutely need to have a schedule if you have a large clientele. So Abhilash is asking, can we use anything except emails? Yeah, absolutely. You can negotiate and give them status updates or revision updates or anything via DMs, potentially on Instagram, Facebook chat, Messenger, Viber. I've had some clients on Viber too. It depends on what exactly do you prefer to use. So I personally like and prefer to use emails. I think that emails they're like my native ways of communication right now. But it is very, very crucial that you find your own native ways of communication and actually, pass that on to the client so they know, so they can know. Thank you, Payal. Thank you so much that you think so. All right, so up next we have revisions on lesson 8. So it is the age-old question: how many revisions will you? I will take Vanch. I will take a look at each and every question, or at the most questions, when I finish the presentation. So stay tuned, man. Thank you. So the age-old question: how many revisions to allow? Don't make the same mistake as me back in the day. Do not allow unlimited revisions ever. All right, ever. It's a mistake. They will capitalize on it, and they will milk you. They will destroy you if you do that. Not everyone. Not saying that every single person is that way, but even if a 30%, a solid 30% is that way of clients, this will take up so much time, so much valuable time. Remember, time is of the essence. Time is value. So revisions, they're bad. They're the worst thing that can happen, effectively. You are throwing time away without receiving anything in return, which is very, very bad. It's very bad. So if you've made a mistake, or if a client wishes or a simple change, of course, do not ever deny a customer in need, as they say. However, people can easily take advantage of your good will or your need for work, so be very careful with the number of revisions you offer. I usually do 3 to 4. So this depends on the client, but I usually do 3 to 4 revisions. In the past 4 to 5 months, I was nearly revision free. Like, everything I gave to clients was optimal, which is lucky, honestly. But the thing is that I allow 3 to 4 revisions, and I state that at the beginning of the negotiation, because you have to lay down the facts, lay down the concrete facts before you actually make an agreement. That's very, very important. Very important. All right. So that was the end of the presentation. I hope you found that fairly good. I tried my best to actually pass on my knowledge, and be sure, stay tuned, because I will do way more of these in the long run in this year. So Sakshi says, Emmanuel, please suggest some books that can help us improve as freelance, as well some books for skills too. It was amazing. Thank you. I offered unlimited revisions to my first client, but after that I changed it to 1 to 5. Absolutely, Michael. Yeah, I feel that. This is just great, amazing. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. Now we will move on to the questions. However, do not leave because I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
some questions to answer. My friend here will
So
help.
Emmanuel, I must say that was a great presentation, and
Thank you
I
so
can
much.
see from the chat section that the audience is loving this. And so let's move forward and take some questions. So Emmanuel, if you can jump to the questions tab,
Of course,
let's
yes.
here. And I'm really sorry today I'm having fluctuations with my internet, so we need to cope up with that. So if you can jump to the questions tab, and if you can read out some questions for me, because
Of
I'm
course,
not able
of
to
course,
load the tab. Yeah.
of course.
So
So,
first, let's take the questions which have most upvotes.
okay, the ones with the most upvotes. So, Vanch, you asked me in the chat too. You will be the first one that I will answer the question to. So, let's see. As there are so many high rated freelancers proposals in a project, so for a newbie, how to get a chance for projects? So, what I would suggest is that you try to find net your own clients through possibly Reddit, through Instagram, through your designs. Let your designs speak to your clients. So, if you go to a website like Fiverr, which has some seasoned veterans and some people who have immense social proof in there, it's true, you will not get too many clients. You will have to actually hunt for your clients. You will have to send requests to your clients. We have a system in Fiverr where you send proposals, but the thing is, this is not this is not too much functional because there are so many people who are like top rated sellers and they out level you. They may be even worse, but they do out level you because they have the social proof. It's what we call social proof. The thing is, I personally, I do not have a Fiverr account. Not that I bash the platform itself. The platform is quite good. Actually, it's pretty great, actually. But personally, I do not use it because I can't seem to actually find clients there. I find all of my clients through Instagram, and there are many. There are many clients there. So yeah, my best bet, and what I would suggest you do is actually go kick up at your Instagram, go follow some people, like some posts in the graphic design page, grow your page, and as you grow your page, people will come to you. They will come to you. They will come searching for you. So that's my answer.
Okay,
On that.
Emmanuel, let's take the next question. Uh, it's from Carolina. She's asking, do you believe that the technique where you offer free work first and then charge for the next ones? So does that really work?
To offer free work first and then actually go, hmm,
Then
yeah,
charge for the next projects. So have you ever tried that, or uh, so would you like to share some insights on this?
of
How
course,
should you go about that?
of course. So the thing is, for me, it worked. I tried it once, and the thing is that the client came asking, and they were a reputable client. They had a lot of followers in Instagram. I will not disclose them now, but they were a pretty reputable profile, and they were like, okay, so we will do the first one for free, and the next one will be paid. And I think it depends on the client. Like if it's a brand, then absolutely go ahead and do it for free. Yeah, uh, do the first one for free if it is a brand. But if it is an individual client who you have never heard of, I'm not so sure I would do that. I don't think I would do that. No, because as I said, time is of the essence. Time is money. So depending on the client, you shift and change your price. It could even be free. Yeah, it could even be free.
Right, right. Thank you, Emmanuel, for answering this. And I hope, Carolina, this answers your question. So let's take the next question. It's from Nina.
Mhm.
She's asking on what factors should we consider when we make prices for our work? Like, what are the things you should keep in mind when you decide the prices for your design work?
All right. So first, you can put any price you wish. It is a free market. You can put any price you wish. Nobody is going to tell you anything about it. All right. If you're confident enough that your logos are so good that they are worth, I don't know, $8,000 each, sure, go ahead. You will attract that audience. You will attract premium audience people. You will attract higher, larger brands like Netflix or Baidu or I don't know. It is basically what is your target audience? Who are you speaking to? And is your experience and your base level of experience, all right? Is it worth $8,000 or is it worth $50 for now? And later on, it will be worth $8,000. It depends on your experience and on your clients. For me personally.
Right, right. That sounds good, Emmanuel, and thank you so much for answering this. And I hope, Nina, this answers your query. So we have a next question from Vansh, and it
Mhm.
has 8 upvotes. Uh, I lost my connection again. It's still loading. So Emmanuel, can you please read out the question from Vansh? It has
Yes, of
eight
course.
upvotes.
Is it the one that states, as there are so many high-rated freelancers proposals in the project, so for a newbie, how to get a chance for projects? I think I answered that, but let's see. Let's search more. Um, Vance also said, "Will you hire me as a freelancer in your team?" Absolutely, man. Why not? When I get a team, when I make a team, I will absolutely hire you.
I
uh,
got this question from Vansh. He's asking as there are so many high rated freelancers proposals in a project. So for a newbie, how to get a chance for projects?
I think
So
I answered that one
how
before.
do you actually start? You
I, I
answer. I think
I
you
think I
answered
read
this.
that question first. It was the first question I read.
I lost you that moment. I'm really sorry. So let's go for the another question. Uh, so it's from Susmita.
Mhm.
She's asking, please suggest some websites or places where we can start freelancing. I think we have this Fiverr, freelancers.com. So they are like one of the most popular websites. So do you recommend some another websites like apart from these?
Hmm. So as far as I know, there is We Work Remotely, which is a good website. But you could wait a moment. Let me actually try to share it as a call to action, so you can see. I'm not working for these people, by the way. It's just uh, that's We Work Remotely. Check this one, what I just shared up there, which is fairly good actually, as far as I know.
Okay.
Um, there are many websites out there. Mm, Fiverr, We Work Remotely. Honestly, I don't use any other websites. I primarily use LinkedIn, which is incredible for work. Indeed, which is also incredible for work. There's a site in Greece called jobfind.gr, which I use sometimes, but not too often. And there's also We Work Remotely, like I said, and Fiverr. But as I said before, I highly recommend that you actually pick up Instagram or potentially LinkedIn, make your own website, and watch clients actually hunt you, not you hunting them. And there's also 99designs.com, which is okay too. You could use that.
Okay. And if you're a designer, you can also see the services of Designhill. So they have like they run contest challenges and short-term projects also. And
Absolutely.
soon Designhill will be launching its job services. So basically, it's for designer, and we'll be launching it very soon. So guys, stay tuned and do register yourself on Designhill.
Absolutely, yeah. and it's going to be a blast, that one.
Right, right. Thank you, Manuel. So let's take some more questions. We have still 5 to 10 minutes.
Hmm.
So, Emmanuel, can you please read out some questions?
Yes,
Uh,
of course. Let's
that you
see
want
the
to answer.
highest rated ones. We have uh, free upvotes. Nina Manzano asks, how will we know if our price is not enough or too much? How will we know that the price we give is worth our work? So, as I said before, this is basically experience and the client that you're talking to. As long as you have a dynamic pricing format. If you have a standard fixed pricing rig, base it on experience. Personally, I used to have a fixed pricing rig, and I would base my prices on my experience. Like on 1 year, I would go like, okay, I would get $70 for a logo. In the second year, I would go like, okay, how about $100 for a logo? And now I get around $150 to $200 for a logo, depending on the client, always. So that's my answer on that one. Thank you for the
Okay.
question. Now, let's see. So, Biraj Hada is asking, does Behance help attract clients? I am using Behance as a portfolio. I am not using it to actually attract clients. Now, if you mean, the thing is, you send your Behance to your clients, they check it, they see your works there, your portfolio there, and after they do that, they decide if they wish to work with you or not. But it's even better to have your own site. As far as I'm concerned, I have my own site. But if you do not, or if you do not have the time to invest on a good site, which I think it's pretty important. But if you do not have the time to invest in a good site, you could go ahead and hit Behance or Dribble, possibly. That's for that question. And no.
Sounds good, Emmanuel. So
Hmm.
we have a question from Pyle, and
Hmm.
I think it's a very good question. It has three upvotes. I lost my connection again.
Uh,
So Emmanuel, if you could
of
read out
course,
this
of course.
question, it's from Pyle.
Yes. So Payal is asking, client need same exact designs of others, which they saw. If we want to create something new, however it is good or bad, but they don't satisfy with that. So is it good for us to copy others' designs? I'm not thinking in that way to copy, so what can we do? So absolutely never copy other people's designs. You could use other people's designs for inspiration, of course, absolutely, but never copy the exact same design as someone else's. And if your client is like, I want that, I saw that, I want that. It's like a child, They're like, okay, I saw that, I want that now. Can I have that? No, I do not want something, some imitating shit. I want that. The thing is that you have to make them understand that but you could make the same design, but if you made it, you'd be in trouble later on. Both you and they would be in trouble. So that's plagiarism. They could they could get they could get even in jail for doing that, and you could get in jail for doing that. So absolutely watch out how you phrase things to clients, because if they're like, I want to make this, can you make me this? I want this, and you're like, yes, I'll make you this. It's You should not do that. You should go like, they will go like, I want this, and you will go like, I can make you something similar to this. I can make you something better on this, even better. I can make you something better on this. So yeah, watch your phrasing. Watch how you interact with clients. Is what I'm saying. So I think this answers the question. Let's move on to the next question. So Mariah Pereire is asking, how can I start making valuable connections with people in the designing industry when I only work from home? So, as I said before, it's very, very important that you socialize, you network, not socialize, that you network through social media. For example, I am constantly growing my list in LinkedIn, constantly, every day. I am adding connections, I'm adding people. And like around 8 months from now, I think it was 8 to 7 months from now, a person that I connected with was the head CEO of another digital agency here in Greece. And he saw my designs and he messaged me and he was like, "Oh, okay, I am loving these designs. Uh, do you want to meet and perhaps form a contract or something?" And I'm like, "Okay." I turned him down because I'm working at another digital agency, and that would poison my fiduciary duty, which is effectively a fiduciary duty is when you and your what you have with your boss effectively is a fiduciary duty, which means that you cannot work with someone else who has the same company, like they have the same business model, so you can't work for two exactly exactly same companies at the same time. So I said no to that. But for me, yeah, it's absolutely network through LinkedIn and through Instagram. Go in your feed in Instagram, open up your recents, not your recents, open up the hashtags, type in graphic design, go to the recent posts of graphic design, and just give out some love, give out love, like things, comment on stuff every day, every single day, grind that, and be true. Do not spam, of course. Only like what you actually like, and comment where you actually like the design. But yeah, network through social media, absolutely, because now the whole COVID thing has us locked in place. So we have to do something to actually network with other people and to find potentially new clients. And social media is, fortunately or not, it is our only choice.
Great, great, Emmanuel. That sounds good. Let's take a couple of questions more, and then we are good to go for today.
Of course. All right, so Carolina here is asking, any book you recommend to read that has the purpose to help freelancers? Okay, so I have a book. There's a certain book. It's not mine, but I think it is absolutely incredible. It's by Dr. Cialdini. So Cialdini is a behavioral science expert. Actually, I'm going to link that right now. Give me a second. It's called Influence. This book is incredible. Wait a moment. It will change the way you view things. It will change the way you act. Let me see. Again, this is not an affiliate link. This is this is the real deal. So that's the URL. Check Cialdini's book. Okay, that's the call to action. So the thing is, I had this book. It's not there right now because I I gave it to a friend of mine to read it. It was that good. It was incredible. It will change the way you view things completely, absolutely. And also, soon enough, I will be releasing my own ebook. Stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram if you wish, and you will actually get access to that too. Yeah, again, you will check it out. It will be fairly low price too. But Cialdini's book is essential. Like, this is the must buy for me. Absolutely buy it. Absolutely buy it. All right. So onwards to the next conflict of interest. Also, yeah, I'm checking the chat. Conrad said conflict of interest. That was what I meant to say by fiduciary duty. It's basically what fiduciary duty does. What helps with, essentially. So Tant Darosa Iglesias is asking, how much should prestige, education, diplomas, and awards count into your pricing? I'm currently a student, but have finished 2 studies related to design already. Still, I find out saying you are a student lets people assume you are still in the making. Okay, so I'll say something now. It might sound unethical. It really isn't, however. Why you shouldn't, you do not have to say that you're a student if you have already completed certain diplomas to a client, because that's actually kind of a power struggle. The thing is, because indeed, when they hear that you're a student, what they get is like, oh, that's an intern, so I can price it however the fuck I want. But the thing is, you are not an intern. You have diplomas. You do not have to state that you're studying currently in a school. So for me, don't state that at all. Say I'm certified. All right, I have shown you my portfolio. I have shown you everything I can actually do. Do you like my work or not? If they ask for prestige, ask them why are they asking for prestige? Did they not like what they saw? Try to get feedback. And that way they will actually understand that what they're doing is, prestige is effectively not needed, in my opinion. It's needed for you. If you price your works, you should price them depending on your education, not on your education, but on your experience. All right. So prestige is experience for me. But for a client to ask you or to say that you're like, you tell them you're a student, they're like, oh, okay, so you're an intern. That's an assumption, which is not healthy at all. So to me, don't even state that you're a student. For me, and that's not unethical. Again, you can disclose it if they actually ask for it, but you don't have to.
Great, man. Great. So, Emmanuel, let's take this last question.
Mhm.
Abhilash is asking, how about giving commissions to people who get us customers?
Giving commissions to people who get us customers. So, is it? Do you mean affiliate stuff, like giving an affiliate commission to people who get? Yeah, look, this is a great gig. I have never tried it before, but I have some friends in the industry who are actually utilizing this method, and it is actually working great for them. Like they have people actively trying to find them clients, because when you give a commission to someone, so let's say I tell you, find me a client and I will give you 30%. You give them an incentive to start searching and find clients for you. So it's a good gig. It's pretty good. To me, I will try that soon enough, actually. I had that in mind because a friend came over the past week, and they're like, oh, okay, so you're making some money now using through freelancing. Okay, how can I get into that train? And I'm like, okay, you could find me some clients and I will give you a percentage. And he's like, absolutely. So he actively started searching to find me clients, which is amazing. That's great. That's great. It can't be bad. It can't be bad.
Great, man. Great, man. I hope, Abhilash, this answers your query. And thank you so much, Emmanuel, for answering all the questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, guys. And thank you for this opportunity so much.
Great, great. So, all right, guys, this brings us to the end of this wonderful session with Emmanuel. This was indeed a value-packed session. Although there is a lot more that we could have discussed, unfortunately, we are limited by time here. I hope you guys loved the session. Once again, I would like to thank you, Emmanuel, for taking out time to be a part of this event.
Thank you so much. I just typed it in the chat too. Thank you so much. It was great, you guys. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, this is not where it ends. We have a lot more events lined up for you in coming days. The next event is on create business opportunities that online networking. So if you guys are interested and haven't registered yet, I am putting the link of our event section in the chat section where you can find all our upcoming events and register. And to stay updated with events like these, you can follow us on our LinkedIn page. You can also give suggestions on the topic you would like us to cover and speakers you want us to host. I'm dropping the link of our LinkedIn page in chat section here. To watch this session and other such wonderful events, subscribe to our event section on designhill.com/events or visit our official YouTube channel Designhill. You can find the link in chat section here. And for all the designers and artists who are looking to see this and wish to be a part of thriving design community, visit designhill.com. Also, guys, we have recently launched some cool design challenges which are worth $5,000 per month. Any designer and non-designer can be a part of it and create some awesome designs using our DIY design tool called Designhill Studio. Visit designhill.com/studio/challenges and check more about it. You can find that link in the chat section. And on that note, I would like to say bye to everyone who joined us here today. Take care, guys, and stay safe.
Thank you so much, everyone. Stay safe. It was a blast. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.